Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about 7 YouTube channel types that you need to avoid if you want to make money as a thumbnail designer. If you're new here, my name is Ardi. I am a thumbnail designer. I make thumbnails part-time, but I make a full-time income doing that. I make around $4,000 to $6,000 per month, and you can find proof about that in the description below. I've worked with more than 100 channels and I've made more than 11,000 thumbnails last time I checked, so I know what I'm talking about. So the first channel to avoid are channels that have no vision. So they're not going anywhere. They're using YouTube. They have YouTube as a hobby. Okay, they're not posting consistently. They're not trying to make their content better. They're not serving one audience, so they post anything. Okay, anything that's interesting in their life. Maybe they post vlogs. They might post tutorials. They post anything that's happening in their life or anything that they are interested in. So they don't focus on one very specific thing. And if you work with those channels, first of all, most of them won't be willing to pay you, and even if they are willing to pay you, you're going to be very confused because every thumbnail is going to be different. It's going to be about a different thing, and you're going to waste a lot of time making those thumbnails. You won't be able to systematize your work and do it as quickly as possible and as effectively as possible for them. Now, the second type of channels that you should avoid are channels that don't monetize their content in any way. Okay, so you can monetize your YouTube videos, or they can monetize, your clients can monetize their YouTube videos in various ways. Okay, you have ad revenue, where YouTube is paying you directly for the views that you're getting because they are showing ads on your videos. You can sell merch. Some people sell merch. Some people sell Patreon memberships. Others do brand deals. Others do affiliate marketing, where they promote some products, and when somebody buys that product, they get a percentage of the sale. Other people sell their own products. Okay, I here sell a digital product. I sell a program, a step-by-step program that teaches you how to become a thumbnail designer and make money and how to get clients. By the way, you can find that down below. But you do need to find somebody that monetizes their content in some way. If they're not monetizing their content, it will be very hard for them to actually pay you. Okay, so now the third type of channel are channels that are just looking to monetize their content through ad revenue. So all they care about is how much money YouTube is going to pay them, and they don't have any other way of making money from YouTube. So it's going to be really hard to work with those channels, first of all, because they view YouTube as their main business. So they're very demanding as clients. Okay, they're going to ask for a lot of revisions, for a lot of changes on the thumbnails. They're going to send you long messages with what they need in the thumbnail, and in most cases they won't make enough money to pay you. Okay, so in order for a channel to make sense for them to pay you, they have to make a decent amount of money so they can cover all their expenses and then pay you as well. And it's very hard to do that just through getting paid from ad revenue. Okay, the channels need to get hundreds of thousands of views every single month in order to be able to do that. Now, another type of channel that you should avoid are channels run by young people. Okay, so I've had clients in the past that had channels that were very young. Okay, one client in particular was 16 when he started working with me, but at that point he was already making like $10,000 to $12,000 per month using his YouTube channel and using some side hustles that he had. So his content was about making money online, so he was able to, those types of channels get paid per view or per 1,000 views a lot more than other types of channels. So it was much easier for him to pay me. We're not working together anymore because he was looking for more creative, let's say, thumbnails, and I couldn't spend, for what he was paying me, I couldn't spend like an hour making a thumbnail. Not to mention that I don't have the skills. Okay, I'm not great in Photoshop. I make simple thumbnails, and that's what I teach my students to do. So we're not working together anymore with that client, but he did have a budget to pay me. Now, most people that are very young, like let's say up to 23, 24, maybe even 30, okay, first of all, if they're in school, obviously they don't have a job, so they don't make any money, they can't pay you. And at that age, most of them are not serious about YouTube. They're looking at YouTube like it's a hobby, so they don't make any money out of it. They don't know how to make money out of it. And in most cases, they cannot pay you. And also they have a lot of free time, and they're tech savvy enough where they can try different AI tools or learn how to do Photoshop themselves. So it's really not worth it focusing on those clients. Now, another type of channel that I would stay away from are large channels. When I say large, I probably mean more than 200,000 or more than 500,000. Those are in general large channels, and the reason because I would stay away from those channels is because they already have designers, okay, or they already know graphic designers, and also they are fairly demanding because once they have arrived at that point, they know what's working on YouTube, so they're going to have a lot of changes for you, okay, a lot of revisions. They're not going to treat you as an expert in most cases because they are the expert, okay, especially in their specific category of videos. They know what's working already. They've spent thousands of hours growing a channel to that size, so they have probably tested a lot of things. Now, in some cases, that might be a good thing because they are going to tell you exactly what's working, and they're going to tell you exactly what types of thumbnails you need to make, okay? But that's in some cases. In other cases, they're just going to be a pain in the butt because they're going to change everything that you're doing multiple times until they get the thumbnails right. The sixth type of channels that you should avoid are large corporate channels, okay? So let's say GoPro, okay? GoPro has a YouTube channel, but they have graphic designers on their staff, okay? They're not going to hire you, and it's going to be really hard for you to reach out to the right person that will hire you, okay? So you might talk to a team in their marketing, which who will have to contact somebody else. So it's going to be a complicated process, and you shouldn't be focusing on those channels, mainly because you cannot contact the person who makes decisions directly, and unless you know how to contact the right person, you're going to waste a lot of time. And the last type of channels that you should avoid are very niche channels that you don't understand. So when I say niche channels that you don't understand, let me give you a personal example. So I don't do any sports, okay? So I don't watch any sports, and I don't understand them, okay? So if there is lingo in basketball or football or soccer or whatever you want to call it, that I don't understand. So I cannot make effective thumbnails for that audience, for that channel, okay? I don't know how to make a thumbnail that works because I don't understand what's being talked about in the content itself, or in many cases I may not be even able to understand what the title actually says. Or I don't play video games, so I don't, if a channel comes to me and they say I have a video game channel and I post content about I don't know, some MMO game or whatever, I don't know how to make those thumbnails because I am not familiar with the game. In order to make those thumbnails, you need to understand what the channel is about, what the channel is talking about, and if you don't, you should stay away from that. Now, if you're an expert in something, okay, let's say that you love soccer, or that you play tennis or whatever, that means that you can become an expert in that specific niche, in that specific category, and look like an expert. And when you communicate with, when you reach out to a client who has a channel like that, you can say, I'm passionate about this and I understand everything, I understand the lingo, and so on. And so that can work, to your favor. But if you don't understand the niche, you should definitely stay away from those channels. Okay, and I mentioned the soccer example because I've had a client come to me who runs a soccer channel, and he wanted my help, and I told him I understand nothing, so you have to provide all the details, the text that I need to put on, the images I need to put on. So this is going to be time consuming for you, okay? But he agreed. Okay, now I didn't want to work with that client really, but he was a referral, so he came from another client that I have, and I didn't really want to say no. So I told him, as long as you want to work with me and provide all the information, I'm fine with that. But in general, you should avoid those channels. Now, before you go, that's everything about the 7 types. If you want to create an income as a thumbnail designer, if you want to copy what I'm doing, copy my entire business, I have spent 6 months creating the Thumbnail Designer Academy, which is a step-by-step process that takes you from how to make effective thumbnails all the way up to how to brand yourself accordingly to look like a thumbnail expert, how to find channels that can pay you and are willing to pay you, and how to reach out to them so you can get hired and start making money. It is very detailed, and there are already 100 students in there, more than 100 students in there actually at the time of this recording. So if you're interested in that, or if you're serious about becoming a thumbnail designer and making money, you should definitely check that out down in the description. And that's it for this video, and I will see you on the next one.